Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lucy. I will be your facilitator this evening. Welcome to the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions happening this evening, so please be sure to register for the session is also being recorded and will be available in about a week at strivescan.com/Virginia. So now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. First, we are going to hear from Seton Hall University.
Thank you, Lucy. Share my screen. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Jenna DiSembrino, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Seton Hall University. Seton Hall University is located in South Orange, New Jersey, just 30 minutes outside of New York City. And when talking about the university, us in admissions really like to highlight that Seton Hall offers all the opportunities of a large research university, but also provides a small and nurturing environment. And one way that nurturing environment is shown is through the personalized attention we're able to provide each student. So we have a 14:1 student to faculty ratio, as well as an average class size of 21. We have around 6,200 undergraduate students, as well as 4,000 graduate students. These students come from all 50 states, as well as 70 different countries, and we have a 45% diversity rate. We offer over 90 majors and programs here at Seton Hall, and they all fall within our 10 schools and colleges listed on the screen. To highlight a few, we have our School of Diplomacy and International Relations. This school has an exclusive alliance with the United Nations, so this allows our students unprecedented access to the UN. We also have our Stillman School of Business, which has been ranked as one of the best undergraduate business programs in the nation. And this school provides a lot of hands-on learning by having students participate in a mock stock trading room, a market research center, as well as a sports polling lab. We also have our School of Health and Medical Sciences. This offers multiple dual degree programs that include physical therapy, occupational therapy, physician assistantship, athletic training, as well as speech language pathology. And then the last one I'm going to touch on is our law school. This offers undergraduate students a lot of dual degree options where they can earn a bachelor's as well as a JD within a 6-year time frame. And some of the majors that pairs up with are business, diplomacy and international relations, political science, religion, and social work. Another thing I'd like to focus on tonight is the internship aspect at Seton Hall. So we put a lot of emphasis on having our students intern. We actually rank 4th in the nation for providing internships for students. Our students' academic experience and hands-on learning within the classroom paired with their internship experiences help them have a 92% employment rate 6 months post-graduation, as well as 50% higher mid-career earnings compared to students from other universities. As you can see on the screen, some of our students, like Andrew, has interned at Prudential, PwC, and Fox News. Brianna has interned at Google 3 times, and Chase has interned at the DEA and US Secret Service. In terms of what's new on our campus, we have our Interprofessional Health Sciences campus that opened up in 2018. This allows all of our students in the health science majors to work in this really integrative and collaborative environment and have a lot of hands-on learning experiences. We also have our Buccino Leadership Institute, which has been ranked as the #1 leadership program in the nation for the past 5 years. And because of that, we've used this leadership program for the business school to build programs across all of our schools and colleges. And then to touch on campus life, we have over 150 different clubs and organizations on campus. We have 14 NCAA Division I sports teams, over 25 club and intramural sports, 22 Greek organizations, and as I mentioned before, we are 14 miles away from New York City, just a quick 30-minute train ride. And then the last thing I'm going to touch on is the application process at Seton Hall. We have 4 different application deadlines we take a look at. So the first 2 are early action, being November 15th and December 15th. And then our regular decision deadlines are February 1st and March 1st. Just something important to note is that we are going test optional all the way through fall 2026. The only program that does exclude is our joint MD program. And then also in terms of applying to Seton Hall, we highly suggest that you submit your FAFSA when you apply, as well as take a look at our special scholarships that have an application deadline of January 15th. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email me at my email address listed on the screen.
Thank you so much. Next up, we will hear from Mary Baldwin University. Ooh, Carly, you are muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yep, perfect.
Perfect. Sharing my screen. So hi, everyone. My name is Carly Fagan. I'm an admissions counselor here at Mary Baldwin. And tonight I want to start off with what's really important to us at MBU, and that's our students. Our goal is to help you find your fit, and Michaela is a student who found hers here, and this is what she has to say about us. I dealt with a lot of insecurity in middle school and high school, and I was content to hide in the background of every class. Coming to MBU, where some of my classes only had about 12 people, meant that I was given the chance to speak up and feel comfortable sharing my thoughts among a class filled with my peers. If you're looking for a school that will make you as an individual feel special, then MBU is the place for you. Mary Baldwin is located 1 block away from downtown Stanton, Virginia, which was voted one of the top 20 best small towns in America, as well as one of America's best main streets. MBU is one of the most ethnically diverse campuses. Our class of 2022 is 58% students of color, and our campus is represented by students from 39 states and 6 different countries. By putting our students first, Mary Baldwin wants you to take what you learn in class and apply it to the real world. We have wonderful academic opportunities from the moment you step foot on campus. Students are able to complete internships starting their freshman year, and students senior year, they all complete a senior capstone project. We have many leadership opportunities on campus available to everyone, over 50 clubs and organizations, as well as Division III athletics. MBU offers over 50 majors and minors, as well as 11 graduate degree programs. We have roughly 1,000 undergraduate students, an average class size of 17, and an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. With class sizes this small, our goal is to make sure you're a great fit for the university, all while finding your calling while you're here. We are proud to offer 4 very distinctive programs for women at MBU. The first one is our College for Women, which is a unique program available exclusively to young women, even though we are a co-ed university. This is a women-centered program that builds student strengths and develops leadership skills. Another great opportunity we have at MBU is our VWIL program. VWIL stands for Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership and is the nation's only all-female corps of cadets in the country. This program builds leadership skills as well as prepares students to enter into the military upon graduation as an officer if they do choose to serve. The third program is our program for the exceptionally gifted, which is a very unique program for young girls as young as 13 who are looking at bypassing high school entirely and coming straight to college. It is a highly selective program that allows these young women to earn a 4-year bachelor's degree. The fourth program is Ida B. Wells, which is a community for women of African descent who want to explore culture, identity, leadership, and civic engagement. I know I've done a ton of talking and hopefully I've gotten you interested to hear about the next steps. Our applications are still open and you're able to apply directly through our website or the Common App. It is free to apply to MBU. Once you receive your application, you can expect to hear a decision within 2 weeks. The typical MBU student has mostly A's and B's on their transcript, and we are test optional this year. Our goal at Mary Baldwin is to provide you with an affordable private university education. All students who are accepted receive merit-based scholarships based on their GPA. This year, our merit scholarships range from $16,000 to $22,000, and you'll receive that amount every year you are at MBU. 95% of our students receive financial aid and scholarships, and financial aid packages are sent out as early as November of every year. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions, there's my contact information.
Thank you. Next up, we will hear from Franklin and Marshall College.
Hi, everyone. Give me a second to share my screen. While I'm pulling this up, my name is Shelby Jones, and I'm one of the assistant directors of admission at FM. Oh my gosh, I'm in the wrong screen. I can't pull it up. Well, excuse me for, there it is. Oh my goodness, I'm having some technical difficulties with my presentation, but if you give me 1 second to find it in my options here. There it is, it's hiding on me. Okay, much better. So Franklin and Marshall College, we're a small liberal arts college located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. For those of you who don't know exactly where Lancaster is, we're about an hour and 15 minutes from Philadelphia and about 40 minutes from our state capital of Harrisburg. We are a small college with about 2,400 students on campus. We currently represent 45 states and 47 countries, so we are a really global community, and I think that really does add to our overall mission as a school. Instead of just college dorms, we have college houses, which are synonymous for dorms on campus, but they really do encompass a true sense of community and really transcend the boundaries between living and learning. So if you're interested in learning more about the college houses, I recommend checking out our website. As for academics, we have over 60 areas of study for you to choose from, and we really do give students the academic freedom to pursue their interests and give you lots of options to structure your education. We have over 100 student clubs and organizations on campus. So as you can see from such a small campus community, we are really well-rounded in who we bring on campus. 27 athletic programs, but we all, despite everything I said, we are one FNMLE, and we really do value that sense of community on campus and sharing thoughts and growing with each other. I'll focus a lot on academics because I think that's what we do best as an institution. We really do value the small classroom environment. So our average class size is 17 students. Beyond that, we have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So students won't have to wait in long lines for office hours and have a lot of opportunities to do independent studies and research opportunities with professors. Research is really big on campus, and the sky's the limit for what you can do. You can do research in every department on campus and have a really great learning experience outside of the classroom. Inside the classroom, about 80% of our classes are discussion-based. So you're really going to have to put yourself out there in the classroom and not be afraid to share your opinions, which I think is one of the benefits of a liberal arts education, where you're not only growing academically, you are growing personally. Interdisciplinary is really big on our campus. We love to blend different areas of study into our classes, specifically our connections courses, which is our version of a first-year writing seminar. We'll be blending at least 2 different disciplines together, all while teaching you the basic tools and skills that you need in order to be successful at any level FNM course. Moving on to life outside of the classroom, we love for our students to get off campus and study abroad. We have partnerships with over 220 programs all across the world for you to pursue your interests inside a different environment classroom-wise, as well as experiencing different cultures and learning through that. We have an office of, it's called the Joseph International Center. So there's a full service staff in there who will help you with every step of the way in regarding your study abroad experience. About 50% of our students do study abroad, so definitely keep that in mind as you continue your college search if you're interested in doing that. Beyond the classroom, we are very fortunate to be located in Lancaster City, which is actually a city or a large town, depending on what your perspective is. But we are within walking distance of cafes, restaurants, shops, things to do. And we have partnerships with over 80 local organizations. So if you're looking to do internships, volunteer work, anything, the Lancaster locals love working with F&M students, and it is really a great place to live and go to college. As for internships, we have an Office of Student and Postgraduate Development to help our students be prepared for no matter what life brings them after F&M. So whether that is internship or graduate school related, or just learning professional skills that will be helpful in job interviews, in any sort of professional setting, there's a lot of program and workshops that go on within our Office of Student and Postgraduate Development. Admission-wise, we really emphasize a holistic approach to our admission process. We are on the Common App and Coalition App. We're test optional. We are interview optional, and we have multiple rounds, 2 early decision rounds, which occur November 15th and January 15th, and then a regular decision round also on January 15th. I will say just one piece of admission advice. This is not a situation where less is more is more. Definitely add as much of yourself to your application as you possibly can. And I look forward to getting to know you throughout this process. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is on the screen. Otherwise, you can go ahead and visit fnm.edu to learn more about Franklin Marshall. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Next up, we will hear from Sweet Briar College.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions Operations at Sweet Briar College. We are a small private liberal arts college in the middle of Virginia, really close to Lynchburg and Charlottesville. Could you let me know, Lucy, if my screen is showing?
Yes, it is, but it's in presenter mode.
Oh, good. I had to update my software recently on my computer.
It's just going to see, like, we'll be able to see your talking notes, but we can still see it.
Okay. Well, I know what I need to say. Those are blank, so I apologize for that, and I'll just get on through it. So we are an all-women's college. We have a core curriculum that really focuses on giving you the skills that you need for the 21st century and the problems that it has. We are intentionally small. The average class size is 8 to 12 students, and we're focused on experiential learning within liberal arts, so very much discussion-based, hands-on, intensive learning. We are also very focused on outcomes within 6 months of graduation. Over 90% of our students either have jobs or are in graduate school, and a lot of them have their job offers months before they graduate. We also have a very large campus, a little bit less than 3,000 acres, which includes 18 miles of trails that you can go hiking and biking and mountain biking on. We also have an equestrian program, so you can ride horses on those trails. We have about 20 different programs of study, including pre-med, pre-vet, and pre-law, pre-professional programs. And we do have an equine study certificate program where you can focus in on the training and schooling of horses or barn management. We do encourage our students to do internships. Some of our programs require that, but overall, about 8 out of 10 of our students do an internship before they graduate. Many of them do multiple internships before they graduate. And 6 out of 10 of our students are actually published or work with our faculty on research projects. Many of them also actually get published with faculty on those papers. So that's an incredible opportunity to be able to put on your resume ahead of time. Our faculty are phenomenal. Most of them have the highest degree in their field, and they came to Sweet Briar to teach. We are not a published or parish institution, so they are here to teach. They love teaching. We like to joke there's no back row with our small classes and our faculty. You need to be ready to participate. We also don't have graduate students teaching you, and we have a 3-12-12-3 academic calendar. So we start and end each year with a 3-week semester where you only take one course at a time. So it meets every day. It's very intensive. We also have some miniature study abroad programs when all of this is over that you can take advantage of. For example, we had an art history class go to Italy. We are a residential campus, so we guarantee housing for all 4 years. We have double, single, and apartment style housing, so lots of options there. They're all heated and air conditioned, which is not standard, so that's definitely something to check on. We do have on-campus counseling and health services available. We understand that mental health is just as important as physical health, and the food on campus is fantastic. Basically, you're on one meal plan where you get 3 meals a day, Monday through Friday, and meals on the weekends, and it's all family style. So you go in and get as much as you want. You're not paying for like chicken tenders and a soda and different things. We are highly sustainable. So we have a bee apiary on campus where you can learn to become a certified beekeeper and help save the food source for the future. We have 2 vineyards on campus where we're growing grapes to be able to sell to Virginia wineries to help support those. Never going to be a winery on campus. And we do have a 26,000 square foot greenhouse where most of our vegetables that are being served in our dining hall are actually grown. You can also work there and learn how to take care of a greenhouse, and we're adding hydroponics. We have a world-renowned equestrian program. About a third of our students are horseback riders. Half of those are first-time riders, so you can definitely take advantage of this if it's completely new for you. We have 3 different competition teams. We have about 50 school-owned horses, so you don't have to be able to bring your own to be able to enjoy that. The riding center itself is about 130 acres and right on campus. We have 7 varsity sports, open tryouts every year. Come take advantage of it. You truly get to be an athlete, and it's not going to interfere with your classes, and games are rarely going to interfere with your classes. Fantastic co-curricular life, quite a few different clubs and organizations despite being a small school. This is just a handful of the things that we offer. And we, so as you'll see, some of these photos are from this year and some from previous years. Again, study abroad, we have some partnership opportunities that have been around for a long time, but this is a handful of places that you could go. As long as it's not a war-torn country, we would love to send you there, as long as there's a program that's going to meet your needs. Career services follows you for life. So if 10 years after graduation, you decide you want to change careers and need help, they're going to help you for free. But we do a program that as long as you opt in, it's going to build with you all 4 years, lots of job fairs, lots of opportunities there, even something as simple as LinkedIn pictures. We are affordable. So this is just the top. No student would pay the full price. So 99% of our students are receiving some type of aid, whether it's merit-based or need-based. We do both. We do need the FAFSA form for that. We are open for in-person visits right now. So we'd love to have you come. We also do personalized virtual tours on a regular basis where we usually have 1 or 2 students, so we can still really customize that and answer your questions in person and give you more information. We are currently accepting applications. We had early action, early decision earlier in the year. We'll have those again next year, as well as rolling decision. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours of your application completing, we can give you a decision. There's no fee to apply. We do use unofficial high school transcripts as long as they have all 4 years. We're test optional for 3.0 GPA and better, and we'll look at you holistically, so don't worry about that. And then we are optional for essays and recommendation letters, and we do free transfer credit evaluations. And here's my contact information. If you have any more questions, I would love to answer them. I work with all of our students from all different areas.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from St. Elizabeth University.
Hi, everyone. All right. Hi, my name is Kiana Frazier. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at St. Elizabeth University. I'm also an alum of SEU, so definitely can give you those hands-on experiences and let you know how great SEU is. But we are located in Morristown, New Jersey, about 45 minutes from New York. We actually have a train station right on campus, so that allows you to actually take the train right into the city. So if you ever want to do internships or work off campus, you also are allowed, able to do that as well. But we were founded in 1899 as one of New Jersey's all women's colleges. We're now fully co-ed, but we still pride ourselves in our mission of being service oriented as well as serving diverse populations. We actually are a very diverse campus. About 60% of our students are either Black or Hispanic. So we are a small campus. Our student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So there's no question about you not having access to your professors, whether that's through their office hours or through their emails or even right after class. They generally care about your success and your well-being, not only when you're on campus, but after you graduate as well. I definitely can speak from experience regarding that, as well as we offer tons of other support services outside the classroom. We offer free tutoring and other things through our Academic Success Center. So we have over 40 plus majors and minors to choose from. We also have combined degree programs for anyone that's interested in graduating in 5 years with both a bachelor's and a master's in certain programs. We also offer other partnership programs with other universities in the area, as well as professional prep classes for anyone that's interested in law or medicine. I do want to point out two of our majors. The first is our nursing major, because I know that's becoming pretty popular during these times. But our nursing program is an indirect admit, which means that you're not necessarily admitted right into the program when you get accepted into SEU. What will happen is your freshman year, you're taking pre-nursing classes, and then based off of those classes, what you get on in those classes, as well as what you score on the TEAS exam, then you'll be admitted into the program. We do have other majors on campus that will align should you not be admitted, but I did want to point that out, as well as our individualized major, which is the program for students that don't necessarily see a major listed that's for them. So you're able to take classes from different majors, whether that's communication or sociology, and combine it into whatever major that you want. So a few examples: we've had students do speech pathology. We've had students that that's done bioethics. So tons of options, especially going through the individualized. So not to worry if you don't see a major listed that is not for you. So our SAU Promise program is a program that all freshmen are automatically enrolled in. It begins as soon as you come onto campus, and you're doing workshops and internships and advising, all to ensure that you are successful after you graduate. I know I've already said that earlier, but we do want to make sure that you're not wasting your time and you're not wasting your money or your time to get your degree. So if for whatever reason you are not employed or in a graduate program within 6 months after graduation, we will hire you for a 6-month paid internship to help you figure out what your next steps are. So again, just ensuring that we help you every step of the way, because you never know what's going to happen throughout your time here at SAU. You change majors, or even if you change your actual career path for whatever major you're actually in. So we try to make college as affordable as possible. So 90% of our students receive some form of scholarship, whether that's a merit-based scholarship or non-academic scholarships. In fact, our average financial aid package is about $33,000. I mean, I know a couple of people already mentioned it, but definitely fill out the FAFSA as soon as possible, so that way you can determine not only your your federal aid, but also any aid that we can also offer you here at SEU. But we do offer tons of out-of-state scholarships, being from Virginia. Our athletics, we are a Division III sports team, so that means you're not playing for the love of for an athletic scholarship, but you're playing for the love of the game. If you are interested, I definitely can tell you how rewarding it is to be a student athlete, because again, you're not just playing just to play. You're really growing as a leader as well. So if you are interested, please let me know, or you can always reach out to the person that's on the slide. So we offer a bridge program for incoming freshmen to prepare them for college, because high school and college are completely different. So it's a 4.5-week program for students that include coursework, advising, and other activities within the program, but it's of no cost to you. So free room and board, everything that you would need to succeed in that program, we provide for you. And should you pass all of the classes, you will receive up to 8 free credits before the semester begins. So you're already ahead of the game from the rest of your class, and it's free. So if you are eligible to participate in the program, because it is for select students, I do highly encourage you to take part of it. And now that you heard a little bit about SAU, I do encourage you to apply. We are on the Common App, as well as we have an application on our website. We don't offer an application fee, and we also are test optional. What we need from you is your complete application, your transcript, 2 letters of recommendation, 1 academic, so like from a teacher, and then your personal essay. We do encourage early applications because that means priority scholarship consideration. We don't have deadlines. We are rolling admissions, but applying early does allow you to be considered for as many scholarships as possible. I do encourage you to visit. We do have tons of virtual events this spring, as well as on-campus events. We are planning a lot for the fall, but you do receive $1,000 towards your tuition should you enroll. So definitely encourage you to come visit us, because see in person how great SEU is. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, but thank you.
Thanks so much. And then finally, we will hear from University of Glasgow.
All right, well, let's head on over to Scotland. Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your evening to come join. My name is Jason Vine, the Senior International Officer with the University of Glasgow. And just in case you couldn't tell, this accent is not Scottish. I'm right from Baltimore, so Baltimore through and through, but I'm a student from the US who started at a US university, realized the US system wasn't necessarily the best fit for me, so transferred over to the UK. All right, so the image that you see on the screen, welcome to the University of Glasgow. So this image was taken at the top of our bell tower on the main building on campus, and Glasgow in Scots Gaelic actually means dear green place. So even though Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland, when you need to take a break from the hustle and bustle of city life and go hug a tree for a minute, you can see just how green the city is. And just on the horizon on the image in front of you, you see the start of the Scottish Highlands. So just a 30-minute drive, you're living your Outlander fantasy if you really need a break to go get out of the city for a minute. And I will say that there is a QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So just in case something catches your fancy or I speak too quickly or don't get to cover anything, please scan the QR code, pop your details in, and then that way we can be in touch. All right, so the University of Glasgow, we were founded in 1451. It makes us one of the 4 Scottish ancient universities, but to complement that ancient teaching, complement the ancient kind of teaching legacy that you'll be a part of, we are currently very well ranked. So we are ranked 67th in the world at the moment and 14th in the UK. So we like to say that we're elite, but not elitist. We do have 29,000 students, so quite a large university, and students from over 140 different countries. So you certainly won't be alone. We have about 1,100 US students on campus. So when you need a taste of home, you can certainly meet up and have a kind of US meetup to get that taste instead of flying all the way back. We are a member of the Russell Group, which is a prestigious group of research-led universities, and it just means that all assessment for your degrees will be based on research. So you won't take a Scantron test ever again. There won't be multiple choice assessments. It will all be based on research. And then the US model for undergrad education is loosely based on the Scottish. So you'll find that Scotland has a 4-year degree structure, very similar to the US, except unlike the US, Scotland does not have general education requirements for students. So you have the opportunity to specialize in your intended major right from the start. Now, for anybody who's not been fortunate enough to come to Scotland, Scotland's voted the most beautiful country in the world by Rough Guides in 2019. This image was taken at Loch Katrine, and this is Benem Mountain. So if you're ever invited to go on a hill walk by your Scottish friends, there are the largest hills that you'll see in your life. They're mini mountains, so be prepared. But you can go on a hill walk in the morning and then end up back in the city with all the creature comforts that you might be used to, going to see a gig, grabbing a coffee, all in the same day. As far as culture, you'll hear plenty of bagpipes, you'll see plenty of kilts. None of that is made up for sure. The university is based in the West End of Glasgow. I think when everybody thinks of Scotland, you think of maybe Edinburgh. Edinburgh's the capital. I think you probably should know Edinburgh, but Glasgow is actually the largest city in Scotland. And there's a soft, playful rivalry between the two cities, but they're only an hour away on the train. The trains run every 15 minutes and it costs £7 round trip to get between the two. So even though the University of Glasgow is not based in city center, we're over in the West End. It's a little bit more of a quieter pace, a student-driven part of the city. It's also known as the foodie quarter. So there's plenty of cheap takeaways on a student budget, as well as nice restaurants to impress your friends and family when they come for a visit. Over in the West End, you also have this very romantic kind of European cobbled streets. As you're walking to and from class, about a 10 to 15 minute walk between all the student residences, passing the patisserie, the boulangerie, the independent bookshop. So there's quite a lot going on in the West End. Entry requirements are going to be strictly academic. So not necessarily looking for that well-rounded US student coming from high school. So we're looking at your grades first and foremost and not much else. So entry requirements of 32 to 38 on your IB diploma. And if you're not doing the IB diploma, then we're looking for 3 test scores in relevant subjects to the degree that you're looking to study. You can't come in undecided, so you will have to apply to a degree, 3 relevant higher level testing subjects at either at AP level, and you can replace one of those AP tests with either the SAT or the ACT. We are test optional for anybody whose access to tests has been impacted by COVID. We're looking for a 3.5 unweighted GPA and looking to see on your transcript that you've challenged yourself by taking honors, AP, or dual enrollment credits in relevant subjects to the degree that you're looking for. So I'll give you an aerial view of campus. So this is the main building that you see on the screen. It looks like Hogwarts. The main building is a castle. There's no way to kind of run away from the comparison, but the main building is definitely a feature of the Glasgow skyline. And even though the buildings aren't all completely connected, Glasgow owns most of the buildings that you see in this photo, and it only takes about 15 minutes to walk from one end to the other end. So at the bottom, we've got engineering. Over to the left-hand side, we've got geography and earth sciences. If you follow University Avenue right in front of the university down the road a little bit, we've got the medical campus, which is this glass panel curved building. And then just across the street, we have a 13-story library. We currently house Shakespeare's original manuscripts for any lit students. That's a really important special resource for you. And then the Fraser building, it's a student union, just like what you would expect at a US campus, with a bookstore, a doctor. It's also where you can grab a coffee and a sandwich on your way to class. You can study a little bit of everything at Glasgow, 500 degree combinations. The only thing we don't do is fine art. And then tuition, if you're looking for in-state can give us a run for our money. But then if you're looking at out-of-state, we typically tend to be a little bit cheaper. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. So that concludes all of these sessions for, or rather the speakers for this afternoon, but I do just have we have a couple minutes. So I just wanted to ask the panelists, you guys can answer in the order in which you presented, but give an interesting or fun fact about your school.
Hi, Lucy. So yeah, one fun fact about Seton Hall University is that we've actually been ranked as the college with the most Christmas spirit. So we really emphasize that each year. We have a huge tree lighting ceremony. And for those that don't even celebrate Christmas, it's just a really great time to kind of all gather around the holiday season. A lot of the community comes onto campus, as well as alumni, all of the faculty and students. And it's a really fun time of year at Seton Hall.
Hi, everyone. So at Mary Baldwin, we have a really cool day called Apple Day. And so what Apple Day means for students is that classes are canceled for the entire day. In the morning, students go apple gleaning, and then they come back to campus. And everything throughout the rest of the day is entirely Apple themed. There is a carnival and a lot of fun events for students to participate in. And it's really just a day about giving back to the local community, and then a day off for all of our students to take a breather in the fall.
Franklin Marshall College was the first bilingual college. We were founded in 1787, and we taught classes in both English and German. So fun fact, and now today we have 11 languages. So lots of options for you.
Briar has a ton of traditions, and one of the most fun ones is senior robes that are passed down and decorated and added on to year after year. Students will get those and then wear them on the day that they're going to be graduating for the year for that month. So if it's May 15th, you would wear it, the 15th of every month. They're not the ones you actually wear for graduation, but they get really, really decorated, lots of flair added for each student. And we have to retire them after so many years because they have been passed on so many years and so many things added to them that they are actually getting threadbare and falling apart. So we have quite a few on display in our campus museum.
Okay, there you go. Fun fact that that SCU has is we actually have a Greek theater right on campus. And short story, so around the Great Depressions, the Sister of Charity who founded SCU, they were looking for ways to pay people in the community. So what they did is they hired bricklayers. And the Greek theater, it's actually mimicked after one of the theaters in Greece, as well as all the rocks on campus are actually from rocks from that time. So it's a little time capsule on campus.
Yeah, and unfortunately, nobody can come into Scotland at the moment because of travel restrictions. However, if you're a fan of Outlander, and I mentioned it when I spoke, in seasons 2 and season 3, when they're supposed to be at Harvard University, all of the university shots, they were shot at Glasgow. So if you're a fan of Outlander, you've gotten a taste of what campus is looks like at Glasgow through watching the seasons.
That's awesome. Thanks everybody for sharing. So with that, the session is concluded, but if anybody has any final questions, please the Q&A feature. I will just share my screen one final time with a little note for you all. But again, just thank you again for joining. And when you close out of this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. This was just one round of sessions happening. There's another 2 rounds happening this evening. So please sign up for additional sessions. And then this is a recorded session and you'll be able to find it in about a week at stratscan.com/Virginia. So thank you everybody and have a great evening.